Happy Friday, friend. It's Pat Sloan here with my daily video, and it is Sewcialites Day. It is Sail Away Day. I have a Q&A and a little update on the fabrics for bats and boo. Although it seems like the closed caption is saying booze, bats and booze. It sounds like a beer. Sounds like a bar hop, but that's not what it is. It's a Halloween mystery. Okay, our Sewcialites block is called Noble, which is a great block. It has a visual of a large half square triangle here, but it's actually done with smaller ones, so the construction is super easy. This is my Morrison Park with just the two fabrics. Very fun block, and I believe it might have a traditional name of corn and beans. I'd have to look that up and see if that is what this sort of traditional image block is, and often they would have been done with great big half square triangles here and here instead of all the smaller ones. Just love these boards too, don't you? Like, they're so handy to show you things and to keep track of stuff as I'm working. I can't live without them now. I'm totally addicted. I have so many of them. It's like, even Greg said to me, you have several of those. I'm like, yes, I do. Yes, I do have several. So look up here. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. I have all those setting half square triangles done and just had to put them up on the wall to show you. Well, honestly, I had to show me. I needed to see it. I needed to see how it looks, because even when you do a digital rendition of a quilt, it does not look the same as real fabric. Real fabric is just the best. So I am super excited. I love it more, even more in real life, that's a good thing, right? You know, you put something up on the wall and you're like, oh, yes, it looks fabulous. Now, I'm not sure about these block placements. Even though I have the diagram with the block placements, I may shuffle them around and do something different, and that's what I will work on after all the blocks are made. I'm even thinking of taking all the four corners and making them all blue, or like two blue and one red, like a pop of red in the far outer corner, and then somehow maybe seeing in the middle here if I can do either like a rotation of colors, you know, maybe they radiate out somewhat. I am not remaking any blocks, so I'm going on the record for that one. No. But I won't play around with this anymore. I just want to do it this one time, and I will, you know, then put this up again in another couple weeks when we get a little closer to the ending and show you all of the blocks in it. Now, last week when we did this one, and our block today is called Noble. Did I tell you that? I don't remember if I told you that. So this is called Noble, and I had to go look up Noble. Sometimes I think I know exactly what that word means, and then I want to be sure that there isn't some other hidden, you know, like hidden meaning to it. But Noble can be more like honorable, upright. That was a very noble thing to do, and used like that. And it also means nobility, like a noble court of ladies, which might be coming to our summer soiree starting in July. Who knows? We might just have them. Okay, last week's block. Remember this one? And I discovered, because I was late to the party, I wasn't following directions, that the new papers, of course, were for that square, and got very excited and started playing around. Well, let me just stick this back up here. Miss Raccoon and I had some late evening sewing. So as I was sewing some other things, I was creating the little pink raccoon blocks, and set it just like last week's. So, ta-da! It's so darling, so darling. The paper is still on here. I can take this now and either lay it out, and as I pass it by during the day, take off a few, or sitting in the evening, maybe Greg and I are just relaxing, I'll just take the papers off. I'll do them while I'm sort of have downtime. Worked a bit more on these guys. This is the one I have finished. I have the others in various states of working on them. So I'm using the strings on the outside. I would love to do maybe 9 or 12 blocks with a I Spy kind of item in the middle, and do all pinks, maybe lighter pinks like this one. Of course, there'll be some pops of dark, and that can be a baby quilt or a small child's quilt. What do you think? Yeah, I think that's good. I'm happy with that decision. And the little papers. Okay, it's also Sail Away Day, and that is our cross stitch for the month. The next part, here it is. Da, 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 da. The next part is the lighthouse. I love the lighthouse. Being on the East Coast, maybe that's it. I mean, you should have lighthouses in lakes. Some of your big lakes have them, I think. But the East Coast, lighthouses are kind of a thing. You can get lighthouse maps, and all along there are lighthouses. So I've always had a love of lighthouses. So I'm excited. I'm excited to have a lighthouse on here. But I want to show you and talk about, let me just tell you how I'm approaching this, since it is coming out every week and there's no way I'm going to get all of it done each week. I'm okay with that. So we had the chain first, and I did as much as I could. This past week I got all of the words, almost all the anchors. So I'm going to finish the anchor. Then what I'm going to do is, instead of doing the bunting, I will move over and sew the chain down a bit on the side, so I have it as a guide to how far in to go for the lighthouse. Then I will stitch the lighthouse during this coming week until next Friday, because I would rather stitch some of each part than just do all of one until it's finished. That doesn't motivate me. That actually demotivates me. I don't want to see the next part come out and I'm not working on it. I would rather go back and fill in other parts as I can, because I already know I'm not going to finish this by the end of May. So I'm already in that mode. Lighthouses for everybody. Now today, being Friday, Kimberly Jolly at the Fat Quarter Shop does her live stream, and excitement! She has all of my quilts from the holiday book and a trunk show with them. So you need to go over there and watch her live stream, or watch it afterwards, where she is going to share this. First she does a Sewcialite block. So she sews the block. I'm getting excited. And then afterwards there are other topics. One being the trunk show for my quilts. And I hear there is a discount. She has a book discount, and so when you watch it, you will hear what the discount is and be able to use it if you didn't pick up my book yet, or if you want to get one for a gift for a buddy, maybe for your guild. Be great to do that. Pop it in your order. I will be on Kimberly's live stream when during the book part. So after she sews up the Sewcialite block, then I'll jump on her live stream and hang out there with everybody. And remember, you can click open and read the live stream as you're watching any video that is done that way. You can click open on the side and see that live stream and read it if you want to, which is kind of fun. I think that's sort of a neat feature that it's available to read it. We had a Q&A about the summer soiree. The supply list and how I work for these is from a Fat Quarter bundle, because that gives me enough fabric to work with. I can duplicate fabric. I don't have to worry about sort of scrunching it out of a 10-inch square. And then I can also do a piece, maybe I want to do a piece on the side that is bigger than 10 inches. You know, like one of the pieces might be bigger than 10 inches. I can do that if I'm using a Fat Quarter. So a Fat Quarter is 18 by 20. It is like a half a yard cut in half. So that is the size. Now a layer cake is 10 inches, so it's a lot less fabric. And when people ask, well, can I use a layer cake instead? Well, I'm not writing the pattern for a layer cake. So there's a couple problems. One is it's a lot smaller piece of fabric. There might just be one of these yellows in here, but there might be two. But either way, even if there's two, you would be like this. Then you would still have less fabric than a Fat Quarter. So because I'm not writing the pattern for a 10-inch square, I can't tell you how it will work out if you're only using a layer cake. But you can try it. You can do a few blocks and see how it works. You could add in some other fabrics. Whatever, you know, you could sew some fabrics together to get extra length if you need it. But you could start out that way and just see if you need to add more. That is what I would recommend. I also have a mail call today. Fun. I love mail. Put that over there. April sent me this fun vintage quilt book that she found. And it has all kinds of tips and tricks in it. Like under H is homong needlework, horizontal rows, that looks like Hawaiian quilting. I has in the ditch quilting. So they're just kinds of fun terminologies. And this was just such a blast from the past. So cool to see. Here's cutting strips. Oh, they do have a rotary cutter. I was going to say, is there a rotary cutter? This cutting strips had scissors, but there's a rotary cutter shown there. I'm like, oh my gosh, was this before the rotary cutter? No. Thank you, April. This is so much fun to look at. Because she thought maybe I would have some tutorial ideas or fun things that this shows in here to talk about. And that's true. I like to go back when there are different ways of looking at things. I like to see how it was done before, because there's always some interesting little tidbit out there, and you never know what you're going to find. One last part is on the the bats. Bats and boo. We will have, the Fat Quarter Shop has not released a supply list yet. That's fine. They have a kit that goes with this project, and it'll, you know, as soon as those kits come in, we're all going to let you know. But I had been out getting some other fabric, and because I could see on the picture here, there's a couple sneak peeks. There's obviously a bat, and he's got a couple of different black and gray fabrics, and there's a little peek of a orange underneath. And so because I was getting some other fabric, I picked some up. So let me show you what I got, because I love it. This is only a 40-inch quilt, so it's not going to be that big. Here's one of the orange pieces I got. Oh, and look at the edge on that. Look how cute. Can you see it? Can you see the jack-o'-lanterns? Ah, they're so cute. Okay, so I got an orange, I've got a gray and a black, and then another orange. Plus, for a background, I got like 1.5 yards of this dot that has black and orange on it. Plus, while I was there, because I wanted to, in the future, I'm thinking like these would be great. These ginghams, these are new ginghams that came out from the Chelsea's Checks by Stitching with the Housewives. See her edge, Stitching with the Housewives. So I got a black and white check, and then I got it in orange, and then she also has blue. She may have some other colors, and I got blue. So I just got some pieces of that as well. Over here though, this is my starting. This is what I will start with. And if I have to add in some black or orange of what I own, that's what I'll do. But I wanted to show you in case you were shopping and you wanted to get a few fabrics to have on hand because of it, you know, or you can just wait for the kit. And when the kit comes out, I will definitely link you over there, and then the supply list will come out at the same time. So that is the status of bats and boo. I have to say that a certain way to see. Now I have to watch the closed caption and see what it did. See if it figured that out. All right, my friend. I love you. Mwah. See you online.